think we know how the Czech Republic wants to play this game. They want to take this thing into the mud as quickly as they possibly can. Patrick Bartoszak will get the starting goal for the Czech Republic, and Andrei Vasilevsky will get the starting goal for Russia. Both teams 2-0. And this one about to get underway. The referees, Brett Iverson of Canada, Peter Stanel of Slovakia. The linesmen are Hannu Suominen of Finland and Nathan Van Oosten of Canada. This one underway here in Bratislava. Dmitry Orlov will skate this up at center. Orlov will send it in off the backboards. Hronek will try and play it around the boards. It got blocked, turned over in the slot, shot right on, and the rebound grabbed off and cleared to the corner. Russia to the attack early. Telegin trying to get that back to the line, kept in by Orlov. And now finally cleared out at center ice. Michael Frolik will carry it in. Frolik will play it deep and head to the bench on the line change. Zaytsev will play it for Orlov. Orlov back for Zaytsev, and he'll drop it back for Orlov. Up for Malkin. Malkin plays it in, and Jan Ruta back for the Czech Republic. And he'll lead for Evgeny Malkin. Malkin floats it out at center ice, looking for Andrei Palat. Palat sends it in, and Sergachev will send it right back up the left side for Dadonov. Dadonov fires it in for Malkin. Malkin back for Dadonov. Dadonov takes it wide. Grigorenko to the front of the net. Sergachev in from the line. And the wrister by Sergachev sailed high and wide. And the rebound all the way down the ice.
Russia trying to create their speed through the neutral zone. Want to have those zone entries with full possession. They don't want to dump and chase it. They don't have to.
Sergachev through the middle. Kuznetsov will deflect it in. Radko Gudas after it.
Ovi coming in to send a message on Gudas early.
You want to play physical? Watch this.
Ovechkin has been quiet through the first couple games, not very engaged in any capacity. I'm not surprised that in a game like this, he'll come out ready to go.
Cleared back in by David Musil. Up for Repik, and Repik will send this in. Off the corner boards, race for it. Kovac going in after it, deflected away from him. And up at center ice, Anisimov will carry it in. Anisimov takes it wide on Hronek. What a tournament it has been so far for Hronek with 5 points. Russia back on the offensive. Kucherov got bumped on the play by Zahorna, and it's up at center and back into the Russian zone where Gusev will take it for Zaytsev. Back for Kucherov, and he'll drop it for Orlov. Left side for Gusev. Gusev tried to go high, short side, missed the net. Zaytsev sends it back to the front of the net. Puck is loose. And Moravchuk is there to clear it away for the Czech Republic. And Zahorna will send it back, and Hronek will take it and control in his own zone.
The luxury for the Czech Republic is they don't mind matching any of their 4 lines against anyone. They don't have to hide any lines for defensive reasons. That was their 4th line out there against Gusev and Kucherov. No need to change, just have them play it out.
Zahorna trying to work it free as this game does get physical. Oh. Big hit. Ilya Kovalchuk stepped into Jan Rutu. Rutu with the wrister, and Vasilevsky will grab it and hang on.
Wakey Jan Ruta along the boards, and you think you're going to got Kovalchuk coming to block a shot. You'll be able to slide down the wall comfortably, and he'll try to stick check you because that's Kovalchuk's norm. But not in this one. Look at this finish by Kovalchuk. Reach with a stick and just lean into him with a shoulder. Perfect hit. And he roots it to the ground. Ovechkin, Kovalchuk coming out hitting for Russia. You think this game matters to them?
Sent up the glass. That gets stopped there by Voracek. Voracek trying to work it free. Get some help there from Dominic Simone. And Russia now on. This will get flipped to the line. Radko Gudas trying to hold it in against Malkin. Can't. Malkin trying to break free and knocked off his stick out at center. Here comes Simone. With some room, sends it through for Voracek. In for Frolik, and that shot got blocked. Back up the ice, Dadonov. Hits the line, sends it deep. Zadorov all the way down into the Czech Republic zone. Sends it behind the net. Sergachev into the slot. Kuznetsov, Dadonov. Dadonov walks it in. throws it up top, no one there. And this will get knocked down with a high stick of Sergachev.
Chances at both ends. Michael Frolik, who has 3 already in the tournament for the Czech Republic, walks into this one, but Evgeny Malkin sprawls for a desperation block in front of the net. Another example of some guys doing things that you may not expect. Kovalchuk hitting, Ovechkin hard in on the forecheck early on. Malkin sprawling to block shots as, whoa. Lights took a quick dim there.
We had a power outage yesterday between games.
That one felt more like the light show because a lot of the external lights were off and they just dimmed them for intermission. And here we go.
Thought we were back in Piastani there for a while.
That's all this building needs right now is a power failure, light out delay. Who knows what might happen? And the players are so charged up, they want to get her going as well.
Last 10 meetings between these two countries, Czech Republic has won 6 times. Russia started off with 3 straight shutouts last year. And then the first goal against came from David Krejci about 15 minutes into game 4. And Czech Republic went on to win that game in overtime on a goal by David Pastrnak.
Well, it was the arrival of Krejci and Pastrnak in the middle of the tournament that made quite a difference. And we've talked a little bit about Alex Ovechkin. Him and Kuznetsov, they play together in Washington. They play at times together on the same line in Washington. And in the big ice, you got to skate. Even Alex Ovechkin, as great of a shooter as he is, has to skate. And they were paired with Kaprizov initially. Wasn't working. Barabanov played well on the 4th line. He's gotten the bump up to this Ovechkin-Kuznetsov line, hoping that his speed can get them going.
In across for Hedl. Hedl sends it wide. Branagh. After it, plays it back for Hedl. Hedl trying to center it. No score in the early going of this one. Both teams undefeated so far in the early going of this championship. Sergachev will send a backhander back to the Czech Republic line. Back to regroup as Jan Kolar gets turned over, and then it's cleared, and this will come out.
What a missed opportunity. Barabanov, we just said his name, turns the puck over. He's got Ovechkin sitting right between the hash marks, stick cocked and ready to go, and he puts it on his front left foot, and not even Ovechkin could react fast enough to get a one-timer away. That would feel like guaranteed goal time if you could put in his wheelhouse. Just a missed pass and a missed opportunity.
Brady Shea has USA ahead of Finland 1-0 in the other game over in Košice.
Big day over there.
Oh, Jack Hughes versus Capo Caco. Finland versus USA. Kucherov with the shot, save made, and Repik grabs off the rebound. Michael Repik's pass kept in by Anisimov. Gusev is in front of the net, and the pass was intended for him, but he gets picked off. Back in, shot by Kubalik, and that shot went wide as Kubalik was looking for the far corner, right back for Gusev. He'll lead for Kucherov. Kucherov tried to get that back to Gusev. The passing lane was taken away. And Morachik will grab it off for the Czech Republic.
It's amazing how well Gusev can time turnovers or miss shots or broken plays because he is often leaking out, looking for breaks.
Gudis up for Zohorna, and Heinik Zohorna in his second game will float this in on Vasilevsky.
We'll see 2 Zohorna brothers. Heinik and Thomas playing on the 4th line with Dmitry Yashkin. Heinik did not play in the first game as they were kind of holding roster spots for other players who might be available, but once they determined that certain players were not coming, he jumps into the roster. There are 25 spots available. You can add throughout the tournament as late as you want, as long as you have roster space available.
Sklenichka off the face-off, pitches this around the boards. Yaskin is after it. Yaskin will play it back, and it comes all the way back for Sklenichka. Trying to send it down low. The first attempt got blocked. Sends it down for Zohorna. Zohorna got stopped there by Orlov, and Orlov sends it ahead. Ovechkin, or rather Kovalchuk, plays for Telegan. Telegan sends it rink wide. Andronov after it. Bump in the corner there, and the puck comes loose as Sklenichka ran into his man. Puck controlled though by Ilya Kovalchuk. He'll throw it cross ice, taken away by Yaskin, and Dmitry Yaskin will send this for icing.
That has been a staple of the Russian offense The winger walks up the wall, and then as the defensive winger for the Czech Republic gets stuck staring at the puck, the defenseman for Russia activates in behind him. And Nesterov tried to jump in there. They had some Zahorna staring at nothing. You gotta be head on a swivel, know where everyone is, because if he will be active on both sides, including Filip Hronek, who's currently tied for the tournament lead in scoring with his 5 points through just a couple games.
1 of 6, sitting at 5 points. Dominik Kubalik, and there's another Czech Republic player sitting at 5 points.
We got Kucherov at 5 as well.
Yep.
And of course, the sensation Capo Kako. Got everyone buzzing.
Scoreless here. 13:21 left to go, first period. Czech Republic 2-0. Czech Republic has not medaled in the last 6 years, trying to take care of that issue here in Bratislava. Voracek will send this in after it. Dominik Simon. Zadorov is after him. Simon spins it back for Voracek. Has some space in behind Vasilevsky. Tried to jam that in front, bounces around, and Michael Frolik will jump on the loose puck. Frolik plays it back for Voracek. Voracek gets wrapped up in behind the net by Gavrikov and taken by Grigorenko and flipped out. Musil had trouble with that bouncing puck. David Musil after it, plays it for Frolik, on for Voracek. Voracek will drop for Simone, back for Voracek. He'll have Hronek open on the near side, and Hronek tried to pass it back to that far side, and there was no one there. Back for Malkin. Malkin gets tied up on the far side by Michael Moravcik, whose year started in the American Hockey League and then January came back to play in the Czech Extra League. Played in behind the net. Barabanov trying to spin away from Hronek. The shot that got blocked as Ovechkin unloaded. Vrana brings it back in for the Czech Republic. Vrana the shot. And Vasilevsky takes that and hangs on.
See the opportunity on the quick counter. We talked about Hronek, how good his start has been this tournament. He's a great shooter. He tries to find the stick of Simon, who actually has got his blade up in the air, trying to dance around the defense. He knows it. He's got that great release. Challenge Vasilevsky, not try to look for the extra pass. He's on his right side, so he didn't have the chance to one-time it. He probably thought, by the time I catch and release it, Vasilevsky will be over here. If I can find someone's back door, it could be a tap.
Andre Palat is after it. Try to get it back to the line for Jan Ruda, and that's cleared out at center ice. Ruda plays it back into his own zone with just under 12 to go here in the opening period. Ruda goes rink wide, room down that left side, and a Andre Palat shot just went wide. Rebound to the short side as Vrana had the chance. Vrana with a 2-goal game in this championship already. Another bump in the corner. Crowd reacts with every bump that we've seen so far in the early going. Ovechkin up for Kuznetsov. Rink wide, Barabanov, or rather Kucherov. Kucherov plays it back near side for Kuznetsov. Into the slot, Kucherov, the shot blocked. Rebound, scramble, shot through traffic, and that caught the right pad of the netminder Bartoshak. Kucherov sends it back down low. And Splanichka. Up at center, Repik. He'll play it in. Gusев first on the puck. On for Kucherov. Kucherov drops for Gusев. Gusев got stopped on the play. Kucherov steals and holds it in. Try to get it back for Gusев beyond his reach. And Radko Gudas will snap this up at center. Repik giving chase on Hafizullin. And played for Telegan. Telegan, backhander from a sharp angle, floats that one wide. And the rebound all the way back for Dmitry Orlov. For Zaytsev. Zaytsev hits the red line, chips it in. After it, Hronek. Zohorna for Yaskin. And Yaskin turned it over at the Russian line. And Orlov plays it for Zaytsev. Zaytsev, Andronov, and up for Orlov. Dmitry Orlov centers, and that's intercepted and cleared away by Tomas Zohorna. Stopped there by Kovalchuk. Bounces around and cleared back onto the stick of Dadonov. Dadonov with two-goal games so far. On for Kovalchuk, and he'll drop it back, and Nesterov will have to gather it in.
How patient can Russia stay? We know the Czechs will stay with the game plan the entire time. They will put 5 in the neutral zone and not commit any people forward unless it's a good time to do so. Will Russia stay disciplined with their puck management, not turn it over into that 5-man trap of the Czechs?
Dadonov's pass stopped by Dominic Simone. Michael Folik trying to clear it up the boards. Pile up, and it's back at the line. Zadorov. Zadorov dishes it off for Malkin. Malkin has some room. Flips it to the short side, off a stick and wide. Moravchuk stripped of the puck there by Malkin, then he gets it back. Banked off the near side boards all the way down the ice, and this will be icing called against the Czech Republic.
Now, Andre Palat is such a good two-way forward. You don't think of him at the elite level offensive skills, but my goodness, does he ever step into that. Nice little handle in the middle, dancing around one guy. He's got Sergachev with a bad gap. And it's a Tampa trio, Sergachev, Vasilevsky, and Palat going at it. And a near miss for Russia as well. Bartoshak down early in the butterfly. In traffic, he tends to go to his knees and get wide, even if he can't see the puck.
Moravchuk for the Czech Republic in a scoreless game. Jan Ruda gets to center, hammers it around the boards. Andre Palat trying to trap it, can't. And it's out at center, and Radko Gudas is there. Gudas quickly ahead for Vrana. Vrana puts it to the short side. Vasilevsky steered it aside. And Kuznetsov for Barabanov, and back for Kuznetsov, but on the backtrack taken away by Hedl. Radko Gudas, rink wide for Musil. Up for Hedl. Couldn't handle it cleanly. It was just in behind him. And Dmitry Orlov will play this for Zaytsev, and back for Orlov. And back for Zaytsev. Kucherov trying to dance his way around Radko Gudas. Drops it for Orlov. The high tip from Gusev, and that got blocked in front. Orlov sends it back, and Musil will take it off the backboards. And on it is Philip Hedl. Plays at the center. Good play there by Repik to make sure that got into the Russian zone. Gusev back and sends it back for Zaytsev. Under 7.5 to go, scoreless opening period.
You get a look at this. Czechs 5 guys neutral, not even committing 1 on the forecheck. Trying to slow down the rush of the Russians.
Andronov trying to find Telegan, intercepted by Philip Hronek. Gets it to center no further, and Sergachev will hammer it right back in. Around the boards, Hafizullin into the slot, score! Andronov gets the opener. And Russia with the 1-0 lead.
Just a brutal change by the Czech Republic. All 3 forwards head to the bench on a dump-in. I don't know where they think they're going, but a quick play by the Russians to get the puck to the slot. As you see everyone coming off the bench. Hronek's into the boards, and it's a 3-on-2, 4-on-2. Hafizullin drops it into Andronov, and he tees it up from a prime scoring position. Lateral seam pass into the one-timer right between the hash marks. Bartoshak cannot squeeze the glove down to the top of the pad. Underneath the arm it goes. But you cannot commit 3 guys to a change when the other team is in onto a forecheck.
So a couple of KHL veterans team up for that. Andronov, the last 10 years in the KHL. 30-year-old Dinar Hafizullin, 9 seasons in the KHL. And 1-0 Russia with the early lead. Moravchik for Jan Ruda. He'll fire that in through traffic, and Vasilevsky got down to block it. Yaskin with a bump, and this gets cleared out at center. Ruda back for it, for Gudis, and back for Ruda. Radko Gudis. Voracek will slip this through for Dominic Simone. Simone puts on the brakes. Michael Frolik, sharp angle, that's off the goalpost. Not sure there was any room on the short side, but good quick release there by Michael Frolik, who's gotten 3 goals so far in this tournament. Gudis with the blast from the line. It never got through. Bounces around. And Vasilevsky will jump on it and hang on. Russia with the 1-0 lead. First of the tournament for Sergei Andronov. Looked like Bartoshak may have got a piece of that.
It's a one-timer from 20 feet. I mean, you're just hoping it hits you. You try to react as best you can, but that's too close for any goalie to try to really move and make a save.
Held in by Kolar. Spun around and taken down was Hedl. That brought a reaction from the Czech Republic fans in this building. Centering pass by Brana, that got blocked. The building, by the way, is full. And not a surprise. Very good rivalry between these two countries. Brana after it in the corner. Sergachev plays it on for Andronov. On for Telegan. Telegan, who did not play the opening game, sent up the boards, and this will get cleared all the way down. This will be an icing call against Russia.
And Dronov had just 8 goals, 12 points on the year with CSKA Moscow. But see all the Czech Republic players changing. Telegan takes out Hronek. Now it's a 3-on-1. No chance for Kolar to defend that. And that's the dream stuff right there, right in the wheelhouse, 20 feet away. Put it anywhere you want, and Dronov just leans on it to open the scoring.
Jan Ruda plays it down. Kubalik deflects it deep, and Sergachev on it. And this was knocked down with a high stick.
You wonder if the Czech Republic guys were thinking, well, it's a dump in. Hronek will scrum it on the wall, and maybe leave the corner will give us time to get back to the front of the net. Except it was such a hard ring around. Hronek never got a piece of it. He never even got to slow it down, and Hafizullin handled it cleanly and was able to make a nice pass to Andronov. Never got time to reset after that bad change.
Ruda holds this in at the line, bounces around. Kovac trying to get a stick on it, could not, and Sergachev plays it for Nestorov and up for Telegan. Telegan to center no further. And Kovac will play it for Ruda. He'll drop it back for Kovac. Finds some room, takes it wide. Jammed up against the boards by Hafizullin. Back to the blue line, Moravchuk. Looks for a lane, can't find one, and an ill-advised cross-ice pass that Gusev did deflect. Gusev plays it back for Kucherov. His pass was in behind Artem Anisimov. Icing waved off. Played up the boards by David Splanichka. Splanichka gets it back. Plays it for Radko Gudas. Long lead pass by Gudas. And this will go all the way down the ice for icing. Gudas, 43 minutes played in 2 games coming into this one.
Showing some different parts of his game as see Vladislav Tretiak, the all-time great Russian goalkeeper. See him around our hotel a little bit. Saw him at breakfast this morning. And a strong Russian delegation at the hotel and at the arena. One of the most respected hockey voices, really, of all time. Not only in Russia, but worldwide.
Yep, agree.
And you mentioned Radko Gudas. Very much a stay-at-home defender, physical guy in the NHL, but he comes over here, he's on the power play in the Ovechkin one-timer slot. He plays in every situation and wears the A on his jersey. An expanded role for him as opposed to what he's used to, which you'll see with some of these countries. The guys have maybe a bit more to their game than they otherwise show in the NHL.
Yaskin across the line. Dmitry Yaskin pinned to the backboards, gets into a battle there with Gavrikov, and a penalty now coming up. And Evgeny Malkin does not like the call. It's going to be hooking, and the Czech Republic will get the game's first power play.
Malkin suggesting that he may have had that chicken winged in his arm, but nonetheless, call made. Power play coming up.
Czech Republic with the man advantage. Malkin to the box. Power play underway for the Czech Republic. Czech Republic 1 for 5 so far with the man advantage. Russia's penalty kill has been perfect, but they've only been shorthanded. This is the 4th time. That is the fewest in this group. Shot from that far side. Radko Gudas, like Johnson just talked about, Gudas positioning himself over on that far side.
Power play specialist apparently taking lessons from Ovechkin and Line 8 and the other big right shot shooters.
And across, Kronik spins it back at the line for Jake Voracek. Voracek walks it out front, tried to go cross ice for Gudas, and Grigorenko intercepts and clears it down the ice.
That's a pass that is so hard to get through there. Every player in every league is so good at knocking pucks out of the air now. It's very unlikely that gets through.
Brana sends it around the boards, tipped off a stick, and this will climb its way up into the netting, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Michael Repik had a one-time goal in the last game as well. Very familiar with this rink. He plays for Bratislava in the KHL. And so this is his home rink. Lots of good memories and vibes from this building.
Probably gets to stay at home.
Like it's his secondary home game. He's got the Czech crowd behind him as well.
Jan Ruda sends this down for Kubalik. Power play for the Czech Republic. Kovac, Kubalik. Kubalik tried to jam that to the front for Jakub Brana. Nothing doing there, and Ivan Telegin will send this back down the ice.
Well, Telegin's had a pretty rapid rise from not even getting a sniff on the ice to scoring a goal, now on the fourth line, now killing penalties. Playing his way up the lineup.
When you score about 7 seconds into your first shift, maybe you get the coach's attention.
You got to get me out there more. Plotnikov actually not playing tonight for Russia, so just the 12 forwards. Actually 13 with young Kirill Kaprizov is the 13th forward, not getting a lot of ice time for Russia.
Power play is over. Malkin is out. Russia now 4 for 4 on the penalty kill so far in this championship. Shot by Malkin, and then Malkin takes a shot from Hronek, and Malkin gives it to the official for not calling that.
Think you're going to call my little hook in the hands while the guy's holding my stick. Yeah, and see him reestablish himself. A rule that a lot of players don't know. If you play the puck with a foot in the penalty box, even after your penalty is expired, that's another penalty. You cannot do that. So he jumps on the ice, gets both feet firmly implanted, gets to the net, takes a cross check, gets in the ref's ear a little bit, right back into the game.
Czech Republic now 1 for 6 with the man advantage. Ovechkin with the shot, that's off the leg and wide. Czech Republic on the power play last year, 22.5%. Dadonov had this in the slot, got away from him, and Filip Chytil will play it. Sklenichka up at center for Andrei Palat. Yaskin follows up, back for Palat. And this gets deflected back out at center into the final minute now in the opening period.
Another new winger for Ovechkin and Kuznetsov. It's Dadonov this time. Could be just post-penalty kill. Could be Barabanov struggling to find his game, playing with the two more skillful players. And Dadonov's a guy that good players want to play with. We know he's got the 4 goals, 3 in the power play so far in this tournament, but whether it's Barkov in Florida, Malkin so far here in this tournament, smart guy who understands how to use the skill of his centerman and get to open ice, and a pretty good finisher.
And Yaskin was out with Palat and Chytil, but that was because Vrana had been out on the tail end of that power play for the Czech Republic. Dadonov facing off with Simone. Dadonov, the goal-getter in this game. Centered out front, Michael Frolik gets spilled by Kucherov. Moravchik sends it back for Jake Voracek. Frolik, and back for Voracek, tried to find Dominic Simone in front. And Kucherov back to whip this into the Czech Republic zone. Into the final 30 seconds now, period number 1. Voracek goes rink wide for Michael Frolik. Frolik in front for Dominic Simone. He tried to put that up top. Ruda holds it in, and Voracek had to dodge the referee in behind the net. And Dmitry Orlov will send this around the boards. Gusev is there. Gusev gets pressured by Ruda. And the first period will come to an end. That opening period in favor of the Czech Republic. Andrei Vasilevsky stopping everything that came his way. And Patrick Bartoshak got a piece of the Andronov shot. But it does find the back of the net, and a 1-0 lead for Russia as period number 2 about to get going.
I think the Czech Republic would be happy with that first period. Kind of played at their pace, their tempo, not a lot of rush chances going back and forth. Not too many penalties. You don't want to get into a power play battle with the Russians. Just a really bad line change. Other than that, 1 mistake. Pretty good period for the Czechs.
Hronek swings this around the boards. It makes its way all the way back where Nikita Zaytsev will chase it down. Zaytsev trying to send that up the left side boards. Gets all the way out at center and brought in by Ilya Kovalchuk. Ilya Kovalchuk's 87th World Championship game for Russia. Dmitry Orlov sends that left side. Malkin carries in. Malkin tried to pull it to the inside. Couldn't get it around Hronek. Played back to the blue line. Sergachev waits for it on the near side, gets it. Sergachev with the wrister way wide, way high. Kucherov will play it back down in behind the net. Russia trying to get a bit of a cycle going. Dadonov drops it for Malkin. Malkin plays it left point. Shot through traffic, save made Bartoshak. And this gets cleared all the way down the ice as Nikita Nестеров got that one through. Nестеров with just under 7 minutes of ice time in the opening period led Russia in that category. Dmitry Orlov was right behind him. Busiest player in that opening period, not a surprise, was Radko Gudas. Barabanov spins this out of the corner, played it back to the left point, but there was no one there as Russia was in the middle of a defensive change.
You can almost see Barabanov get more tentative with every passing shift out here with Kuznetsov and Ovechkin, just having trouble connecting with his line mates and their spacing.
Icing gets waved off, and Vrana plays it up the middle. Hedl on for Andre Palat. Palat with the shot. And the save made by Vasilevsky.
Vasilevsky sees that every day in practice. No trouble making that save on Andre Palat, his Tampa teammate. Palat, one of the best defensive wingers in the NHL. Incredibly strong on his feet and on the puck. Always very difficult to play against guys like that. But you're going to lose every physical battle you got into them. They just skate through you.
Russia won 71% of the faceoffs in that opening period. And they will have another faceoff in the Russian zone as Radko Gudas gets that one in on goal.
When you're winning him at that kind of clip, then you don't mind icing, you don't mind maybe some higher risk stretch passes if they don't go the right way, because you figure we're going to clean this up and get out of our end on a one draw anyways.
Jan Kováč, who's taking this one for the Czech Republic, is the best for the Czech Republic at 58.9% coming into the game. He had won 23 of 39 faceoffs that he had taken. This gets turned over. Skleníčka on for Kováč, for Repik, and back for Skleníčka. Pressure coming. He'll one-hand this into the Russian zone. Taken by Zaytsev for Orlov, and Orlov will flip this one in. Skleníčka back for it. The long lead pass, Repik. Little drop pass for Kováč. Kováč trying to get that back for Repik. It was in his feet. And Kucherov will send it up at center. Zadorov plays it through. Kucherov! It was in behind the netminder and got scooped off the goal line. I think it was Hronek that got it out of the paint before it got across the line. Nестеров plays this around the boards, a race to the far corner. Kolar trying to get a handle on it for the Czech Republic, can't. Kovalchuk, and it gets away and gets out at center ice. Ilya Kovalchuk right back in, tees it up, and that's blocked by the stick of Kolar. Telegan to the line, Nестеров plays it in. Kovalchuk got dumped there by Kolar. Kept in at the blue line. Down for Kovalchuk, in for Malkin. Malkin tied up there by Zahorna. Tomas and Heineck, the two Zahornas, in on Malkin on the far side. And now it is finally cleared, and now a race for it. And Sergachev will get back there first. First World Championship for Sergachev. This gets sent off the boards and back out at center. There is a penalty coming to the Czech Republic.
Too many men. Seems to be the indication from Brett Iverson.
Team Czech Republic, 2 minutes for too many men on the ice.
And this is a tough game for the Czech Republic on the bench. Bad line change cost them the first goal. Vito Frihaj is wondering what the actual call. Jake Voracek wants to hear about it. Either way, this Russian power play, which is so dangerous, will get to go to work. Let's see. I mean, I guess Ruta was out early, but that wasn't impact the play. That's a bad call. There, Kucherov couldn't outweight Bartoszek to go all the way across, so he stuffs it hard underneath his pad, but you're bang on, Dennis. Hronek on the goal line to get it out of there. But another Gusev-Kucherov connection. Those two have had instant chemistry. Not only is Filip Hronek putting him in the net, he's keeping them out as well for the Czech Republic.
So power play coming up for Russia on the too many men on the ice call.
I don't like that too many men on the ice call. I know Ruta jumped and there was a bit of confusion there, but he wasn't involved in the play. He didn't interrupt anyone skating past him. He kind of hung out 5 feet away from the boards. And eventually, once they completed the change, he just slid back into positioning. If that's the standard, then there'll be a lot of too many men calls. Because that kind of confusion, when it doesn't involve touching the puck or interrupting a rush opportunity or impeding someone, well, better off letting that one go.
Linesman Nathan Van Oosten getting a little attention over at the Czech Republic bench.
I'm surprised the linesmen don't cut their hands more often. Dropping pucks on face-offs, skates and sticks, flying around with incredible ferocity. I mean, it's amazing how hard you go into face-offs. The first time they asked me to play center in the NHL in an exhibition game against Anaheim, I was going up against Fedorov. I didn't get my stick onto the ice the first 4 face-offs. I was 0 for 11 in the game. That's hard to do. And by the time I came out, my wrists and elbows were sore from banging into him the whole time. It's amazing how violent that collision is in the face-off circle.
Manu Sormanen was the linesman that made the too many men on the ice call. And he was in a conversation with a couple of the Czech Republic players. I think they were looking for some clarification as to what are the standards.
Yeah.
So Russia goes to the power play, 4 for 9, coming into this game with the man advantage. Back for Ovechkin.
Kaprizov's first shift of the game comes on the power play.
Down for Ovechkin. Orlov up top. Kuznetsov on the near side, the Washington triangle. Kuznetsov plays it back for Orlov and back for Kuznetsov. Kovalchuk and Kaprizov, the others on this man advantage. Kovalchuk sends it cross ice, and Ovechkin bobbled it. Battle in behind the net. Jan Ruda trying to work it free. Kaprizov trying to get it back to the blue line, jammed ahead for Michael Frolik. And Michael Frolik will get it down the ice.
Been sitting around for about an hour and 20 minutes in your Kaprizov. They throw you out into an intense game, not having moved. Not easy.
Tomas Zohorna steals, tries to jam it short side. And Heinik Zohorna there as well, but holding his ground on the short side was Vasilevsky. Yevgeny Malkin. And Heinik Zohorna all over him. It's around for Nikita Kucherov. For Sergachev and back for Kucherov. To the goal line for Malkin. In for Gusev. Dadonov is in front. Kucherov ripped that one. And that went off of Sklenichka, I think, and up into the netting.
Such a smart sequence by Russia. Everyone knows Dadonov's got 3 power play goals. So they put one down here. Everyone sucks into Dadonov. That gets Sergachev fake one-timer. And that is going in the wide open net if it's not blocked by Sklenichka. You take what you've had success with, the other team reacts to it, and then you go to the second, third option, which of course is the leading scorer in the NHL with a one-timer. Just seamless execution about what they want to do and the next available play. As Nathan Van Oosten still getting a little bit more treatment on that finger.
That is the argument, or the debate, I guess, or discussion on the power play is you do have one more player on the ice than the guys that are defending.
And a good penalty kill will take option 1 away. They'll probably take option 2 away. But can you instinctively find a third option, and is that a good one? Russia can, and it's real good.
There are some skilled players on the ice for Russia. Sergachev. Or Nestorov gets it into the slot. Shot, power play is over. Scramble at the side of the net. Gusev was waiting for it on the far side and never did get to him. Kucherov tried a couple of times to jam that through. Malkin back in. Dropped back in from the slot. Quick shot by Sergachev. That went wide. And gets jammed up, and we get a stoppage. And we get a little activity as Dmitry Yaskin is in the middle of it. Now Musil. 1-0 Russia with the lead. Sergei Andronov with the goal in the opening period. The last time the Czech Republic won a gold medal was back in 2010.
Yep.
They beat Russia 2-1 in the final. Players that are in this game that were in that game. Jakub Voracek for the Czech Republic, Artem Anisimov, Ilya Kovalchuk, Yevgeny Malkin, Alex Ovechkin for Russia.
Yeah, that Russian team came over and were stacked late by late arrivals out of the NHL playoffs.
Mentioned this earlier about Kovalchuk, his 87th. There's a shot by Ovechkin, save made. 87th World Championship game. Of course, when he came from the NHL back to the KHL, he was available every year for this championship.
Well, as this championship has expanded, it's gone from a 9-game tournament to a 10-game tournament to get all the way. You're talking about 8-9 appearances, maybe more for Ilya Kovalchuk. As the 11th time through for the captain.
Around the boards for Radko Gudas. Sklenichka ties his man up. It's kicked ahead, but not out. Ovechkin gets that in front. Barabanov was all alone.
It's amazing how clean he was, Barabanov.
Ovechkin drills that to the short side, and Bartoshak down to make the save.
And now like a simple skate to stick pickup, which every player in this tournament can do from any country. He must, almost because he's nervous, playing with those big guys.
Out through center, no further. Kubalik will send this back in on the left side. Collision in the corner as Fedorov takes a run at his man. Out to center, or at least to the line, and now out at center for Barabanov. Odd man rush. Ovechkin pulls it back, lets the shot go, and Radko Gudas got in front of that, and now the net comes off the peg, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Couple chances for Ovechkin. You see his frustration. Here's the one-timer. That's a nice seam pass from Kuznetsov. And Bartoshak gets across to make sure there's no room on the short side. And right prior to that, he did make the nice feed to Barabanov in front. Just a mishandle. As Kuznetsov and Ovechkin have not yet clicked in this tournament.
Kuznetsov, who will celebrate a birthday during this championship. Shot off the face-off, doesn't get through. Kept in at the line. Hafizullin gets this in front of the net. And a penalty now coming up as Andronov, who has the only goal in this game, is going to go for tripping.
Team Russia, number 13, 2 minutes for tripping.
Off a broken chance. Andronov has the puck on his backhand right here. He's going to swing it towards the net, and he just can't quite find it. Michael Frolik, another good defensive play. McCann opened into the feet of Frolik. Vorobyov, let's know what he thinks of it. And a chance for the Czech Republic, because in the second period, not a lot of activity around Vasilevsky, not a lot of difficult saves for Andrei Vasilevsky to make in this game. It'll be time to test the Russian goaltender.
And the big line for the Czech Republic comes out. Dominic Simone, Michael Frolik, Jake Voracek, Hronek, and Radko Gudas will complete the power play. 0 for 1 in this game, and 1 for 5 coming into this game. So 1 for 6 in this championship. Here comes Frolik for Voracek. He tried to slip that to the back door. Simone goes in after it, so does Frolik. Cleared away there by Nestorov. And this will get flipped high in the air and back into the Czech Republic zone.
I want Voracek to, if he can, button hook with that puck and not just throw it to the net. Try to get a setup going.
Dumped just outside the line was Hronek as Barabanov got a piece of him. Fans trying to get into this thing and get the Czech Republic power play going. Hito carries it in, drops it back. Jan Ruda goes cross ice. Moravchik plays it to the corner. 43 left in the power play. Hito the shot to the backside. Vasilevsky down. Andre Palat plays it back for Ruda and back for Palat. And that shot to the short side off a stick. Hito's going to hold it in though. Hito into the slot. Yaskin was getting ready to fire it, and it got intercepted. Orlov carries in. Orlov down low for Artem Anisimov. Little redirect on the short side.
A strange setup for the Czech Republic on the power play. Got Moravchik, a defenseman, playing in front of the net and also on the goal line extended. It's such an unnatural position for a defenseman to be in with the puck in the offensive zone. Maybe if he's a big body in front of the net, but sliding off to play the goal line doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Power play is over. Ivan Telegin trying to bust his way through. He got ridden out on the near side by Hronek. And now back up the ice, Kubalik. On for Kovash. Kovash near side. Backdoor play, Vrana. Played it to that offside. There was no one there in a white jersey. Kolar breaks it up. Hronek, who was late getting back, almost had a breakaway out of it. Grigorenko giving chase with Kolar. Gusev waits for it in the near corner. Back for Malkin. At the line for Malkin. Front of the net it comes and taken away by Hronek. He'll send it ahead for Vrana. Vrana goes to the forehand, trying to find Kubalik at center. And Dadonov will bring it back in for Russia. For Malkin. For Gusev. Tried to snap that quickly and it went off the end of his stick. Malkin jams it to the side of the net and then ends up in behind or in the corner in the Czech Republic zone. Good battle for a puck. Won by Russia. Sergachev cross ice. Ovechkin blasts that. Kolar blocked it. And cleared down the ice by Kovash. Our intel department, the trusty Kevin Pratt, when the fans are jumping, when the Czech Republic fans are jumping the way we saw them, basically the translation is, if you are not jumping, you are not Czech.
Okay then.
You thought he was just another pretty face.
That's
Third around the board
as well.
Sklenichka throws this up at center. Yaskin rink wide. Zohorna sends it around and Nikita Zadorov is there. Ovechkin waits for it. Ovechkin takes a bump from Radko Gudas. Comes back to Ovechkin and up for Barabanov. Barabanov gets pinned there by Zohorna and Sklenichka's on it. Sklenichka tried to fire that. Anisimov got a stick in there and prevented it. Odd man rush. Gusev across with Kucherov. Big save, Bartoshak. Kovash. Zohorna. Zohorna pulls up. Spins this down to the corner and around in behind the Russian net. Zaytsev will play it. Frolik trying to work it free. And this will get flipped up at center ice. Russia back in on the attack with Kucherov to Gusev. Scores! Bartoshak got a piece of it, not enough. 2-0 Russia.
These two, again, the cross and drop is causing problems for every team that they go up against. They had the 2-on-1, Gusev with a beautiful pass to Kucherov earlier, and a great save by Bartoshak, but it starts with this backhand 60-foot sauce. Here's the first 2-on-1, right under the stick, what a pass, and a better save by Bartoshak. But then Kucherov, a rink-wide saucer pass gets it to Gusev. He cuts inside, and a little confusion. That's Ruta and Moravchik. They both go to Kucherov on the drop, and the roll to the middle. Gusev's wide open. We saw the exact same thing with Kucherov being on the receiving end earlier in this tournament. That time, he puts it on the Gusev's stick. He goes backhand, rolls it up and over Bartoshak, but you gotta talk that out. One, try to hold the blue line. Don't let them cut to the middle. That's difficult to do. If they do, then you gotta slide off and don't chase the guy underneath. Stay in your lanes. If you're in the middle, let Gusev skate in you. If you're wide, let Kucherov skate in you.
So if you're Patrick Bartoshak, you're saying, okay, it's the scoring champion of the NHL and the scoring champion of the KHL.
Good luck.
With 2 great chances. Thanks for coming. 2-0 Russia.
Russia on another goal by, I'm going to start calling them a dynamic duo. I mean, it's Gusev and Kucherov. It's Kucherov and Gusev. The two of them together are absolute magic. What a sense and feel they have for each other's game, and Anisimov knows enough to go to the net or get out of the way. They have been great first couple games. Penalty coming up.
Dynamic duo.
And interference from a guy on the bench.
Wow.
Peter Stano with the call. Kovac going to the box.
Play number 43, 2 minutes for interference.
It looked like he was pointing at the bench. Rihot not happy at all. That's a too many men penalty. A bad change goal against, and now an obscure interference call by the box again. And so Russia now has a chance to shred it out a little bit if they can get one on this power play.
You mentioned dynamic duo. They keep doing what they're doing. By the end of the tournament, they may be an iconic duo.
Those are hard to find and are very rare.
They are putting up some numbers. Captain along the boards, Russia to the power play. Kovalchuk plays it back for Orlov. Kuznetsov tees it up, rips it to the short side, save made. Horna after it, he'll slap it. It is off the stick of Ovechkin. It does make it out to center ice. Kuznetsov will deflect this in. Sklenichka puts it off the boards. It doesn't get out around where Ovechkin will wait for it. He'll get pressured into the near corner, grabbed off by Kuznetsov. Back to the line it goes for Orlov and back for Kuznetsov.
Kovalchuk directing traffic, getting Orlov in the middle of the diamond.
Bit of a different look. Kuznetsov rink wide for Ovechkin, and that got tipped
not there
by Tomas Horna. Everyone on the bench had to be careful.
Backup goalie Sorokin with the quick hands to make sure no one gets any pucks in the face. And Kucherov, 6 point. I don't know what's going on in the other game, but he might be the tournament leading scorer at this point. Gusev got 5 himself. And the problem with that first power play, they are really adamant about trying to get Ovechkin the puck. One option. This power play, we've shown, could score from several different spots.
Cross ice feed. Sergachev waits to get it back from Gusev. Kucherov and Malkin had to get out of the way of that one. Kucherov on it again. Malkin, Gusev, Dadonov, and the shot went wide. Came to the side of the net, and Michael Frolik down low to help out will clear.
That power play set up behind the net, I think we will see more and more of that as we go in the NHL. Oh boy, watch out, Malkin right in front of the net. Tough to eyeball the puck behind the net and also maintain a field where the coverage is in front.
Kucherov at the line, being pressured there by Repik. Gusev takes it back, finds Dadonov. Through the middle, just a little one-touch on for Gusev. Gusev, watched by Yaskin, deflected. What a pass by Sergachev. Sergachev gets it back, and he misfired. The first one, I'm not sure Kucherov was expecting it.
I think he tipped it up to his own shoulder. There's an angle there.
Yaskin steals, in tight, backhander, and Vasilevsky makes the save off Kovac. And another save by Vasilevsky off of Yaskin. Czech Republic with some chances, but trailing 2-0. Lots of history between these two countries, both on and off the ice, but 1963 to 1971, USSR, 9 straight gold medals, and that streak was snapped by the Czech Republic in 1972 when USSR ended up with a silver. Czechoslovakia at that point, yet before they split. Battle in the corner. Andronov trying to center it, back out to the line it comes, and back for it is Zadorov. He'll bank it off the boards out at center. Deflected in by Kubalik. Zadorov, Artem Anisimov waits for it on the right side. Gavrikov will carry it in, drops it for Anisimov, and the wrister caught and held by Bartoshak.
Some chances for the Czech Republic. Lazy turnover, and it's Kovac in alone. Tries to go backhand, but Vasilevsky is so athletic, so quick, that he is hard to beat post to post. And you gotta really sell a shot fake to get him to freeze. Kovac doesn't do good enough of that, and there was not much for him to shoot at when he got the puck to his backhand.
Vasilevsky stopped 25 of 27 in his first game of this tournament. .926 save percentage coming in. Alexander Georgiev had the shutout against Austria, stopping 15 of 15.
But he's not backing up this game.
Right.
Sorokin, New York Islanders prospect, and a good one at that, is backing up. He's the third goalie on this team.
Russia's goaltending was so good last year. They started this tournament with 3 straight shutouts. It was the game against the Czech Republic. We mentioned this earlier, that they finally, game 4, allowed a goal against. Dominic Simone, sharp angle try, and Dmitry Orlov jumps on the loose puck. Orlov will send it up at center. Barabanov trying a little toe drag, gets it to the front of the net. Rebound, Ovechkin got a whack at it. What a toe drag there by Barabanov, and another good save by Bartoshak. Dominic Simone for Voracek, and Voracek shot went wide. Simone on it again, leaves it. Moravchuk, the blast blocked by Grigorenko. Simone throws it down deep, gets his own rebound off the backboards. Simone gets hog-tied there on the far side. Clear but not out. Hafizullin had his arms wrapped around the Czech player. Shot by Hedl on the goal line. And Vasilevsky manages to hold it out.
Hafizullin hooked Hedl's stick just enough that he could not get to the rebound.
Jaskin takes it wide. In is Ruda. Save made. Czech Republic with some big-time pressure here late in the second period. Down by 2. U.S. was up on Finland 2-1. Finland got one late in the first to cut that to a one-goal game. Buck 38 here left in the second period. Another full building here in Bratislava. Dadonov will wire this around the boards. Ilya Kovalchuk takes a jolt. And Kovac will play it to the near corner for Sklenička. For Kubalik. Kubalik will send it in. Sklenička takes a bump from Dadonov. Gavrikov back for it. He'll play it at center. In for Malkin from Dadonov. Leaves for Kovalchuk, and that shot got blocked as Sklenička got in front of it. He's blocked a couple this period. Kubalik trying to find a little room, could not, and a quick up for Malkin. Malkin tried to feed that to the front of the net. Kucherov was in full flight, but the pass never got through. Zaytsev will jump in from the line. Gusef trying to get a stick on it, knocked away from him and up the ice for Vrana. And bounced away from him, but Vrana made sure it got outside of the Czech Republic zone. Back in for Orlov. Bartoshak to save, rebound, and it was intercepted by Sklenička. And Sklenička takes Kucherov down, and play goes on. Michael Frolik for Dominic Simone, dying seconds of the period. He tried to get that in front for Hronek, and the second period will come to an end. Andrei Vasilevsky has stopped all 16 shots from the Czech Republic. And Patrick Bartoshak was much busier in that second period. He has now faced 20 shots.
The 2 saves on Kovac and on Hedl late in that second period by Vasilevsky are significant. One, to keep the 2-goal margin, of course, but this building, these fans are ready to explode. They're waiting for something to latch onto and kind of have that frenetic pace to a third period. Vasilevsky keeping them off the board, calming everything down for his team.
Russia with wins over Norway and Austria 2-0. Czech Republic 2-0 with wins over Sweden and Norway. And Sweden and Norway is our second game of the day here in Bratislava. Canada and Slovakia, the second game over in Kosice. Chance in front of the net. Hronek dished in front for Frolik, and he couldn't drive it through either. Now Voracek from a sharp angle. Hronek trying to hold it in, and he does. Voracek tied up with Orlov, and the puck is for Simone. Dominic Simone trying to leave it there. Michael Frolik back for Voracek in a battle with Orlov. Czech Republic trying to start a line change. Dumped on the far side was Hronek, and there's going to be a penalty.
Hronek right now is looking like John Klingberg out there. He's going straight rover. I mean, he's going wherever he wants in the offensive zone. He's up on the rush. He's down the wall on the pinches, and he draws a penalty to Ivan Telegin on a bad first shift for Russia. Giving up chances. Telegin loses body position. You see that open hand grabbing on the shoulder. I think Hronek went down in as much as he was spinning, trying to make a play as it was the pull, but it looked bad. And so the Czech Republic gets to go to their power play.
And speaking of John Klingberg, on his way over, Alexander Wenberg expected to be in the lineup in the next game for Sweden against Norway.
Today.
Yes.
Klingberg in their next game in a couple days. Power
play for the Czech Republic, third of the game. Russia's penalty killing in this championship, 5 for 5, perfect so far. Andre Palat throws it back for Ruda. He'll shovel it back for Palat. Handled by Hedel. Ruda, Palat, Ruda, and that's off a stick in front of the net. I think Yaskin got a piece of it. He's testing his stick to make sure it's all right, but it goes up into the netting.
Feels just a little mechanical up top for that Czech Republic unit. Yeah, Ruta at the top of the umbrella with Palat and Hedel, and a little bit slow in the puck movement, not a lot of threat or activity down low. Easy for the PK to make reads. Simplest thing for penalty killers, when you know what they want to do, you can stay in the way and do a pretty good job covering it. So when you're not sure exactly where they want to attack, they make you think. That's when things get difficult.
Czech Republic was better in the face-off department in the second period. Tomas Zahorna won 4-5 now in this game. But there's been a couple of Russians who have been very good. Yevgeny Kuznetsov has won 8 of 11. Sergei Andronov has won 7 of 10.
It's rare because Kuznetsov is hit or miss in the NHL. There's games where he's not that interested in taking face-offs, like Evgeny Malkin for that matter.
And Simon with a attempted pass down that far wall gets intercepted and cleared. And Michael Frolik will go back and regroup. Frolik with 3 goals in this championship, 1 on the power play, 1 shorthanded. Radko Gudas plays this behind the net. Kovac going after it. It came out front. Ends up back at the line for Hronek. Misfired on the shot. Stays with it though. Sharp angle try off the pipe by Vrana. Little slow developing with Hronek, but he got it done. Kovac and Vasilevsky with Frolik on the doorstep.
That's better. Now it took a lucky break at the blue line with Hronek fanning on the puck, but Vrana beats Vasilevsky from way out. And a nice slap pass to Kovac after that. Coming off the line, giving a different look, popping and moving. Gets a good chance, and here's a shot, just beats him clean. Vasilevsky just waves at it. He's got his glove up there. He just misses it. As Vrana rings it off the bar.
I think he was expecting the curveball.
Well, he got the heater.
Yes.
And he missed it.
Power play is over. Telegin is out. And Russia remains perfect on the penalty kill. Ilya Kovalchuk will send this in. Ripik couldn't handle it. Telegin back to the blue line for Gavrikov. Bounces around in front. And a great defensive play by Heinik Zahorna to come down low and bat that puck away. Moravchuk, who has seen plenty of ice time in this game. He kills penalties, plays the power play. He's just under 15 minutes coming into this third period. Evgeny Malkin gets to center, sends it in. And Bartoshak, former Canadian Hockey League goalie of the year with the Red Deer Rebels. Jammed away. Speaking of the Western Hockey League, big game 7 in Prince Albert tonight. Vancouver Giants and the Prince Albert Raiders. 2-0, Russia with the lead. Here comes Hedel. Dishes it off, Andre Palat. Boy, that's about the third good look that Palat has had in this game. This gets cleared over the glass. Was this deflected out? They say it was.
And caught the glass on the way out. As the Czech Republic have come out skating, pushing, and what a rush by Hedel. He's a slight guy, maybe not even 180 pounds, but he skates through the sticks and the traffic, and then a really good backhand pass to Palat, whose shot was actually blocked by Sergachev to the corner.
Can't say enough about the fan support that we've seen here.
It's been amazing.
In this championship.
There hasn't been a quiet building for a game yet.
Barabanov gets his own rebound, played it to the backside. Shot from Zaytsev at the line, blocked in front by Stranichka. Voracek for Simone. Dominic Simone of the Pittsburgh Penguins plays it down for Voracek of the Philadelphia Flyers. Michael Frolik of the Calgary Flames out front. And Evgeny Kuznetsov of the Washington Capitals has it. On for Dmitry Orlov. He'll leave for Ovechkin as the Washington trio tries to connect again. In for Michael Frolik. Lets the shot go, and Vasilevsky the save. Frolik plays it in behind the net, and Dmitry Orlov will settle things down. On for Zaytsev, rink wide for Gusev. He has the second goal in this game for Russia. Knocked away from Artem Anisimov by Kovash. Orlov plays it around. Moravchik is in from the line. Vrana backs him up. Vrana shovels a backhander down low. Cross ice for Jan Ruda. Tees it up. Save made Vasilevsky. And the puck cleared down the ice. Race for it, Kucherov. And Moravchik trying to line Kucherov up. Gets a glove up in his face. Stick is caught in the arm of Kucherov. Maybe more Kucherov's doing than anything. And across for Kubalik. Leaves it for Vrana. On the line, change in front. Backhander off the post by Tomas Zahorna. They may take a look at this.
Sounded funny, but I think it hit the post. Not the high-pitched ting, more of a thud. But a good look as the Czech Republic outchanged the Russians. Zahorna jumps off the bench. You see the Russian player coming off their bench and clean off the bar. That's two now. Vrana, Zahorna. The backhand tough to read, and Vasilevsky's nowhere near that. He doesn't see it coming off the stick very well. Some hands were in the air, but the goalie's best friend bailing out Andrei Vasilevsky.
Tomas Zahorna will take this face-off. And Andronov, who's had a good day in the face-off department as well, out there for Russia, and he'll win it. Nestorov plays this around. Nikita Zadorov going in after it. Zadorov couldn't catch up to it. Kept in by Repik. Collision on the far side. David Musil went down. Zahorna's on it, trying to center it. Heineck Zahorna up with the loose puck. Plays it at the line. Slap shot, Hrona. In front of the net, Hrona drilled that one through. The rebound was there briefly for Repik. And now it's cleared out of play. 13:47 left to go in the third. It's 2-0 Russia. Nothing here, 2-2 in Kosice between the United States and Finland. No points for either Jack Hughes or Capo Caco.
Be an interesting dynamic, eh? Going up against the guy you're battling for the first overall pick.
Interesting matchup.
Game within the game. You'd know exactly what he's doing out there.
New Jersey Devils might be keeping a close watch on that one. Ray Sherrow and company.
Rangers can't lose whoever they get second.
Orlov across the line, and that wrister's off the stick of Radko Gudas and up and down the play.
Czechs have had their share of chances. They've had a nice push the last 3-4 minutes of the second. They've carried it over through the start of this third period. Riha working that gum hard, trying to find a solution. But a couple posts in the third period, they could be closer than they are.
His first world championship. And they've put together a very good squad. Kovac.
They will not be an easy out. Whoever meets them in the quarterfinals, whatever that Czechs might be seated, first, second, third, it'll be a tough matchup for somebody.
Czech Republic does not play again until Thursday when they will play Latvia.
Every team gets a two-day stretch off at some point in this tournament. Do a little sightseeing, a little team bonding, a little fun around the city, and then settle in for the final stretch into the knockout games.
Russia plays again on Wednesday against Italy. One of the teams, along with Great Britain, that came up from the Division I championship last year. Up through center. Under 13 to go now in this third period. Moravchik starts the rush for the Czech Republic for Hronek. Hronek takes it wide, throws it to the front of the net, and now the net off the peg. And
nets are coming off quite easily in behind the goalers. Andrei Vasilevsky has been good as of late. Pretty quiet first 30 minutes in this game, but then started seeing some shots, and when he's at his best, he's calm, but he's also so athletic on the second and third attempts, and he's also been helped out by a couple posts here in the third period. The likely Vezina Trophy winner with Tampa. As Tampa will be well represented at the awards ceremony in Vegas in a couple of weeks.
He led the NHL in wins with 39.
I wonder if all those guys will go back for that. Vasilevsky go back, and Kucherov will go back, and Cooper will probably go, but you know, it's a long way to go from Europe, but you wonder if everyone will come.
I hope they do.
I'd like to think they will as well. I'd be encouraged by the organization to make an appearance as well.
I agree. I think it would be a little bit of a sour taste if they did not.
And still recognize the almost historically great year they had down in Tampa in the regular season.
And it was a terrific year. John Cooper maybe explained it the best. He said for, I think it was 6 or 7 days, we couldn't find our game, and by the time they did, it was over.
After having it right where they wanted for 6 or 7 months.
Yes. In across for Hronek. Again, tried to go to that backside. Maybe look for a rebound versus a pass.
Or just blast it through the legs. See what happens.
Nesterov up for Telegan.
If you're a left winger for Russia, be aware when 17 in white is on the ice. He is jumping up all the time, joining the rush. You can't let him beat you up the ice. You have to have your head in a swivel in the defensive zone. He's sneaking in every time he's out there.
A nice progression for him. Saginaw in the OHL when he went to North America, on to Grand Rapids, then to the Red Wings, and accounted himself very well last year with Detroit. In the corner for Gusev. He'll turn on the forehand. Artem Anisimov will give chase. In from the line is Orlov. In for Gusev. Good left pad save, Bartoshak. Voracek is after it. Played to the line. Trying to get it out is Kubalik. He won't, but Simone will. And up for Voracek is cross-ice pass. Picked off. Kucherov to the front of the net. And the shot from the far side from Gusev. And the save by Bartoshak, and now Radko Gudas.
It looks like he's just going to take one. Looks like Anisimov only. We haven't seen, in the Czechs' first 2 games, almost every whistle, there was a scrum, there was pushing and shoving. Haven't seen much of that in this game. And
guys, back off. Team Russia, number 15, 2 minutes for roughing.
when you want it to stop, you take one. I don't know at this point in the game. It's been a pretty clean game. You're not really needing to control the temperature of it. It's not escalated to that point, but Anisimov picks up the rough by himself when Gudas, a little shove, little pop to the face, and it's tough. It's tough to pick just one.
Second time in this championship, in this the third game for the Czech Republic, that Radko Gudas has been involved in an incident, and it's been the opposing player who has been the only one sent to the box.
He's so innocent. He's just out there trying to play, and everyone's picking on poor Radko Gudas. All this pushing and shoving. He just wants to get to make a change.
Fourth power play of the night, or the afternoon, for as it turns in the night. Repik going backside, and Vasilevsky got a stick on that before it got across to Vrana.
Goaltender's responsibility is anything that's going through the crease. Any pass that's going to hit the blue paint, you want to be able to get your stick turned over and get a piece of it. Vasilevsky recognizing Vrana driving the back door, does exactly what he's supposed to.
Czech Republic power play 1 for 8 now in this championship. And Russia so far 6 for 6 on the penalty kill. Kubalik and Vrana tried to play that back to Kubalik, misfired.
That's so frustrating. You're out in the power play, you win a draw, you have full possession, chance to get something going, just a bobble puck.
Repik with some speed. Curls up in the corner, place for Kubalik. Kubalik can rip it.
What a good read by Grigorenko. They're trying to work a handoff there, but if you're Kubalik, you got to drag Grigorenko more to the middle to give Vrana a bit more time. You kind of pass your problems right off to Vrana with Grigorenko on his hip.
Out comes the Voracek unit, and with 54 seconds left in the power play and 10 minutes now left in the third period, an important final part of this power play. Ivan Telegan will steal. And Telegan will send it in. He'll go in after it. And Hronek will get there first. And Radko Gudas will start the power play. Drops it back for Hronek. Snaps it in. Vasilevsky was out to play it. Came off the referee. Voracek to the front of the net, a redirect by Simone, and Vasilevsky snaps that left pad out. Frolik stuffs it around for Gudas. Back in front, off a skate, cleared. Power play over. Hronek down to Voracek. Voracek for Hronek, and he shot it wide. It may have ticked off somebody in front. Anisimov carries it back in. Anisimov curls up. Russia changing. And it's around, and Yaskin is there for the Czech Republic. Put it right onto the tape of Anisimov, who took a bump from Gudas. And then Barbashak makes the save off Malkin. It remains 2-0 Russia.
Score remains 2-0 Russia after a couple close chances on that power play for the Czech Republic. The high slot Sedin tip, Voracek to Hito with a nice pad save, and then the one-time by Hronek. We keep telling him to shoot the puck. You see why, as he challenged Vasilevsky on a one-timer.
Vasilevsky has been very good. Yaskin plays this in. Zadorov may have taken a
Yeah, but he's interfering with him anyways.
arm up high, but
Get out of the way, so you won't get hit.
Kovalchuk. And contact at the line with Ruda and Dadonov, and offside is called.
Dadonov trying to hold that line. As the goal scorer for Russia with 4 in the first couple games. Very nicely. And Bartoszak's been good. Goalies have been good. It's been
Yes.
a good game. Two evenly matched teams. This is not Russia running over anybody. This is the Czech Republic hanging right in there, generating their own chances, just haven't had the finish yet.
Bartoszak, part of her Calder Cup championship with Manchester. Czech Republic back to regroup. Zadorna plays it back and taken there by Hronek. The Tuza Hornas out there now along with Ripet. And this is going to be an icing call.
Another one trying to stay onside. Couldn't quite sign it up. And old and young, they are here supporting their team. Never get tired of seeing the different nations, countries, flags, jerseys in the crowd for these games.
No school today. It is Monday, isn't it?
There are life lessons to be learned in the hockey rink, Dennis. And
well,
they're having one.
Just look at all the youngsters who got to stay up for that basketball game last night, and they will never forget that. Kuznetsov being watched there by Tomas Zahorna. David Musil into the mix. Kuznetsov gets it back. Nesterov the shot. Save made Bartoszak. Up for Repik. Michael Repik gets squeezed out by Sergachev. Vasilevsky almost gave that back to Repik, but it got away from him. Barabanov takes it wide on Radko Gudas, and Gudas wraps him up in the corner. In with a solid jolt there was Ovechkin. And now Gudas takes Barabanov down. Ovechkin mows over Radko Gudas. And they play on. Sklenichka tried to get that through, bounces, ends up on Sklenichka's stick again, and now Zaytsev for Russia. Long lead pass, Anisimov lets the wrister go over top the net. Zaytsev waits for it. Zaytsev dishes it off. Gusev the shot, and into the left-handed catching glove of Bartoszak.
One way to get yourself going, even if you're as good as Alex Ovechkin, is get involved physically. And when you move your feet to hit people, it translates into the rest of your game. And for Ovechkin, he can be a force in this way as well. He's not just a guy looking to get a hit to get going. He can run you over, he can hurt you. He can take a healthy charge at even someone as solid as Gudas.
And from Gudas, you give it, you take it.
He knows that. You got no problem with it. You should expect that every game.
Musil the center and sends it in. 6.5 in regulation in a 2-0 game. Musil from the line, and that never got through. Malkin. In on Musil. Malkin takes it wide. Throws it to the back door. Dadonov has Kovalchuk in front. Couldn't get it to him.
He had him for a quick tap in.
Hronek leads the charge. Simone up high. Moravchik with the shot, and he blistered that wrister wide. And Moravchik will chase this back into his own end.
Russia shortening the bench too. Kovalchuk out there instead of Grigorenko.
Golik trying to find Hedl. Yaskin is after it. Yaskin in the corner in a battle with Kuznetsov. Nesterov there as well. It's around the boards. Ruda in from the line against Ovechkin, or rather against Orlov. Or no, that was Ovechkin. Out again here for Russia. Back to the line. Ruda to the front of the net. And Kuznetsov will send this out at center. Hedl will wind it up. Forgot something. Now the pass is into the skates of Sklenichka. On for Andre Palat. Pressure from Anisimov.
Good job by Russia in the neutral zone, turning them back, not giving up any seams.
Now Sklenichka backhand pass, and
it's not offside.
Rana.
Is that offside?
I didn't think so. But the linesman has the whistle, and he thought it was.
He's the boss.
2-0 Russia.
With under 5 to play, the Czech Republic have to get even more aggressive, activate their defense, maybe take the odd chance, even if it results in an odd man rush going the other way.
Here comes Malkin, tried to get that for Dadonov. Zaytsev at the line, the shot blocked in front of the net, puck is loose, jammed away, Kovalchuk off the pipe. Goal post, blocker side by Ilya Kovalchuk. Orlov back into his own zone. Straight up the ice, chips it in, heads to the bench on the change. Michael Frolik on for Ruda. A bouncer wide of Vasilevsky. And taken and sent off the boards, but not out by Gavrikov. Backhanded in front, Simone to Frolik. Voracek back to the line. Bouncer from the line from Ruda as he misfired. And Moravchuk will go back for it. Taken by Simone. Through for Voracek, back for Simone, in for Michael Frolik. And that got cleared away by Anisimov. Kept in at the line. Frolik plays it back to the blue line, no one there.
It's hard finding shot lanes through all these Russian shot blockers. Any wrist shot is unlikely to make it.
Nice pass by Hronek. In on the attack was Palat, back for Gudis, and again couldn't get it to the net.
Telegan go, my goodness.
Ivan Telegan in a race, but... And now Telegan takes Hronek to the backboard. Hronek comes up and gives Telegan a shot with the lumber. I guess it's not lumber anymore, but...
The composite.
Yeah.
The good speed, trying to beat an icing. And Ty goes to the defensive player. A little shot in the back. Now that is a embellishment by Hronek as well. But you do what you got to do to try to draw a penalty. You call them. Oh, both of you. And here's the shot from Kovalchuk you mentioned. Wow. Bartoshak, no idea where that is. As the C's part, right when he shoots it, everyone gets out of the way. Dadonov spins out of the way, and it's a clean look in on the post. And the ears for both boys will be ringing after this game.
So they are calling Hronek as well for unsportsmanlike for the embellishment.
Yeah, and that's the correct call. If you're going to give the rough to Telegan, fine. You have to give the embellishment to Hronek. But the advantage is now down 2 goals, 4-on-4. You pull your goalie, you have the power play. So I often tell, if you're smart enough to be able to pull it off, if you're trailing late in the game, if you can get coincidental minors, try it. Try to get a rough and a pop back in the face, because 5-on-4 is more effective than 6-on-5. You see the little push and the flop, and
I guess the unsportsmanlike on Hronek might have been for that shot with the stick.
It's for the embellishment, and that's exactly what he did. He just tipped over, trying to get a penalty. I don't blame him, it works sometimes.
So they drill them both for unsportsmanlike conduct.
If I'm, Freehow, though, I'm thinking long and hard about possession and getting the goaltender out. You need 2. So, Bartoshak up by the hash marks now, getting ready to go. Maybe see if you win a draw if you get possession. Kubalik's got one leg over the boards, ready to go.
Vasilevsky leaves it there for Zaytsev. Bartoshak will make his way back into the net. Andronov giving chase, and this is going to be an icing call. And
with the way that Russia has controlled the face-off circles upwards of 60% of the game, I understand the hesitation initially. You don't want to give up a clean win, clear empty netter. If you can scramble one with 2:51 on the clock, you still probably wait a little bit longer before just pulling them.
Bartoshak, by the way, became a father for the first time on Saturday morning. He played Friday night, went back to Ostrava. Son Damien was born at 9:32. and came back in time for the game that night.
Amazing. How's your and he beat Sweden on the Friday night prior to.
Didn't play on the Saturday.
What a weekend.
That's pretty good. At the line for Radko Gudas. Bartoszak to the bench for the extra attacker. On comes Kubalik, and it gets turned over. Andronov at the empty net, and it got blocked by Dominic Simone.
2-goal lead, even if it's 4-on-4, you get an icing, you take a crack if you have it.
Voracek will send this in after it. Frolik, it got blocked before it got all the way around the boards. Dmitry Orlov stopped there by Michael Frolik. Voracek on it as well. Trying to dig it off the boards, though. It goes to an open corner, and Gavrikov will be first on it, and he'll play it out at center. Radko Gudas tied up there by Grigorenko, and they'll say Anisimov was still inside the line, and play will get stopped.
You don't mind the whistle there, probably forcing Bartoszak back in the net. Yeah. With the face-off coming outside the blue line, not a bad idea by Grigorenko. Coach Riha is moved to the front of the bench, old school style, walking in front of the players. Arms crossed, trying to figure out how to break through this Russian defense.
Gets the clipboard from assistant coach Robert Reichel, so if there is a stoppage, we may see a timeout, and he'll try and draw something up, but they need two.
There he goes.
And Bartoszak back to the bench. Borovchuk will take it to the line, in for Brana. Partially stopped, Brana stays on it. And the backside play by Kovac never did get to Kubalik, and cleared down the ice, and another icing call here against Russia.
I'm not sure if Andronov realized the situation there. And here comes the timeout that you predicted. Robert Reichel, short hair in the back. I probably wish he could draw a play with get Reichel on the ice, because he was a great player for the Czech Republic and a good NHL player as well. It's a 5-on-4 for 13 more seconds, then the guys will come out of the box, turn into a 6-on-5. You need two, so you can't mess around, win the faceoff, run your set, and then you get it to the net. Take your chance on rebounds and tips. And that will be the reminder, I'm sure, from Milos Riha. Face-off on the left side. You can win it. You'd like to have a left-handed shooter maybe slide out for a one-timer possibility. If that's not there, then get to the net and crash to that net.
So the all-important face-off, and it will be Kovac, who is the Czech Republic's best face-off taker. He will take this draw on his backhand.
And Andronov was 70% through 2 periods, so he's no slouch either.
Yep. And they hunker in. Andronov's goal in the opening period of this game right now stands as what would be the game-winning goal if this ends this way. Michael Frolik chases it back. Brana winds it up. Jacob Brana to the line, dished it off, no one there, and into the empty net on the far side.
Zaytsev, he's getting called to the bench. Underappreciated guy. We know from his time in Toronto, he can kill penalties. He does almost the full 2 minutes of every game, and that kind of reaction tells you what the team thinks of him. And they are having that much fun. It's not just a third goal to cement the game, but turn it over, and if you have it on your forehand with a 2-goal lead with over a minute to play, you shoot. You shoot and end the game. And Zaytsev needs the mathematical advice on the odds, and puts that one in for his first goal of the tournament. A hard-fought win for Russia in this one.
So the Czech Republic will fall to 2-1. Take on Latvia on Thursday. Russia will go to 3-0 with back-to-back. Well, I won't say it yet. Clear down into the Czech end of the ice.
What's that, shutouts?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the voice of Mike Johnson.
Not sure by impact.
So Horna throws this one cross ice, trapped off by Malkin.
They snap it past Vasilevsky.
Well, we're going to get another face-off deep in the Russian zone.
And
I got a message here from Andrei Vasilevsky for you, Mike.
Exactly. Now, Czech having beaten Sweden in the first game, Russia having beaten the Czechs. The last game of the round-robin pool is between Sweden and Russia.
Yes.
So if Sweden wins that one, there will be 3 teams with 1 loss, each beating each other, and then it gets complex.
Shot from the line, blocked in front of the punch blocker save there made by Vasilevsky, and this will get flipped back down into the Czech Republic zone, but it'll land flat and won't go all the way down the ice. Palat plays this through. Simone goes in after it. Gavrikov is there to take it away. Chased to the far side by Kucherov and Yaskin. Centered in front, picked off by Sergachev. And it is back-to-back shutouts for Russia. Georgiev, 15 saves for the shutout the other night. And Andrei Vasilevsky with 22 saves for the shutout. And Russia will go to 3-0.